Hello, trading is closed on the 11th of November, 2021. This is my trading plan for tomorrow, the 12th. This is my disclaimer. Remember, I can be completely wrong and any trade should be at your own risk. Look for the pattern with the early low, which is right here. Tomorrow's pattern has the early high. We had a higher target. We said there was an increased risk of it failing. We came awfully close, but close doesn't count. It's not within the tolerance, so we have a failed target. Should print it some time, but at major changes in trend, system tends to leave a failed target behind. That's not really close enough to the high for me, and remains on the list, as does this lower target here. Obviously, one of these will have to print sooner or later. We said lower prices were coming. That didn't mean we had a drop every day. And we actually were essentially unchanged today at the close. Well, during the day, MEJT gave an ultimate sell signal. Call this rally as false. The minimum target printed here. We almost always get more than the minimum, and that's here. So we've satisfied the pattern from the system for today. Didn't have much time to look at things today, but there are a number of things here. When you have a steep drop like this, and then you consolidate, there's a rule that says normally you go up the next day. But what counts isn't today's close, it's tomorrow's open. So if we open down here, that doesn't count. On the other side of the coin, the high bar was the first bar, low bar was the last bar, and that usually leads to a drop. So it's not too surprising the signals are mixed. Today was a holiday market, and I view signals in holiday markets with a grain of salt because everybody isn't sitting at the table, and many times you get a gap in one direction or the other. All analysis doesn't mean much if the close is different than tomorrow's open. Well, tomorrow's pattern has the early high. We could still gap down. Typically, it's a bearish day with a final hour low. If it's bullish instead, strength usually manifests early, and often there's follow-through in subsequent days. Now, note well, holiday markets can give signals which can't be relied upon with the level of confidence one would like. Also, I have personal business tonight. I haven't spent much time analyzing the trade today, so I could well have missed something. Now, the signals I get are mixed ones. It's positive. Yesterday's steep decline was followed by an inside day. Larry Williams claims this leads to a rally the next day. Again, that assumes it's not killed by capping down smartly. Volatility index gave a Bollinger Band reversal buy signal. Can still be killed if we get a big change in VIX tomorrow. There's no follow through yet. NASDAQ McClellan Oscillator traded under its lower Bollinger Band yesterday. I don't know what happened today, but if it reverses through the band, it gives a pretty reliable buy signal. That's all bullish stuff. It's negative. The high day was the first bar, low day was the last. Yesterday's pattern usually gets downside follow through fairly soon. Haven't seen that yet. And Friday's daily pattern has a decidedly bearish tendency. It's also bearish that we're expecting more of a drop than we've seen so far, but we've been fooled by that before. Declines to continue with the intensity I'd like to see would be ideal if we were to gap under today's low, but I have nothing assuring that will happen, and if we don't, most of my stuff for tomorrow points to higher prices. I'm not going to risk any money on this call before tomorrow's early trade. We have a lot of things pointing to lower prices here, but we're still not seeing the kind of an impulsive move I would like to see. We've said from the beginning we're going to see a drop but not a disaster, and this is all compatible with that. We have lower targets, we have higher targets. I think they'll all play out. We'll have a drop of some sort, and then we'll continue going up. But this just is not dropping with the intensity I would like to see if we're going to have the drop of the size I expect. And it would really help the case if we were to gap under this low, and I have no assurance that's going to happen. So tomorrow has the early high, tends to be negative, but if there's early strength, it could turn the tables. And that's today's call.